year was 2021, the second spring of the pandemic, and Chicago was caught in that strange and in-between where the snow had melted but the city hadn't thawed. Everything felt half awake. So did I. I just turned 31, fresh off a second failed engagement and a breakdown that left me standing barefoot in Grant Park one morning, watching the sun rise with tear-streaked cheeks and no memory of how I got there. My therapist said I needed a pattern interrupt, so I quit my job at the gallery, dyed my hair a reckless copper, and rented a month-to-month loft in Pilsen with high ceilings and no furniture. That's where I met him, Luca. He lived across the alley in a warehouse turned recording studio, the kind of place that always smelled faintly of weed, lavender, and warm vinyl. I first heard him before I saw him, his voice low and broken and real, floating in through my open window at 2 a.m. He sang like a man, remembering something too beautiful to survive. The next morning, there was a note slipped under my door. "Sorry if I kept you up, Al." I smiled for the first time in weeks. We started leaving notes after that: paper airplanes, chalk messages on the rooftop wall, scribbles on receipts left at the coffee shop we both wandered into every morning at odd, quiet hours. It felt like a secret language built out of scraps and silence. I didn't ask about his past, and he didn't ask about mine. Maybe that's what made it feel safe. But Luca had shadows. They moved with him, subtle but always there. He flinched when people touched his wrist. He drank coffee obsessively, but never alcohol, and when the sirens passed, he'd stop singing and go still like a deer, remembering the hunter's breath. One night, after a shared pizza and too much Leonard Cohen, I asked gently, "Do you ever sleep?" He laughed, but it sounded like it hurt. Sometimes when the ghosts let me. I didn't push, I just reached across the rooftop and rested my hand over his, and for a long moment he let it stay. We became something strange and tender, something that lived between insomnia and sunrise. I started painting again. He started recording again. There was no name for us, but it felt holy. Then one morning, he disappeared. No note, no message, nothing. His window stayed dark for days, the studio door locked. I told myself it was nothing, that artist wander. But the silence tasted familiar, like abandonment. A week later, I got a package, no return address inside, a cassette tape in a folded envelope. The handwriting was Luca's. "Play it before you read." I dug out my old Walkman from a shoebox and pressed play. It was him singing. But not the songs he usually played for the world. This was raw, shaky confession, half whispers and confessions stitched into melody, and then a pause. His voice, low. "I was born Julian Rivera. I changed my name after I got clean, 3 years sober now. My mom was a nurse who OD'd on fentanyl patches she stole from the hospital. My brother died in foster care. I barely survived juvie. Music saved me. But I've never let anyone love me because I don't know how to be anything but a survivor. Until you." My breath caught. "You made me believe in softness again. But I panicked, I ran. I always run when it starts to feel real. I'm sorry. If you hate me, I understand. But if there's even a part of you that wants to find me, I'm playing the Blue Note in New York next Friday. I'll be there." Singing. Waiting. The tape ended. I held it in my lap for hours, staring at the window that once held his shadow. Then I packed a bag. I took the Amtrak to Manhattan, rented a room in Midtown that smelled like nostalgia and old dreams, and on Friday night I found myself standing at the edge of the Blue Note stage, heart a drum beat in my throat. When he walked out under the dim lights, guitar in hand, I saw him, really saw him. No stage name, no armor, just a man terrified of being seen and hoping to be chosen anyway. He played one song, mine. Then he looked up. Our eyes met, and for the first time, I didn't run either. Some people arrive like storms, others like lullabies. Luca was both. And I was ready to listen.